Good morning, Retro Commanders, and welcome back to Saturday Mornings. It's been a while, but we're back. Welcome one and welcome all. We have, last time I was here, we completed our playthrough of the amazing XP on the Frontier, and found that we were completely marooned in deep space and could never get home again. But never mind, because there's more X to come at some point in the future. But good game. We enjoyed XP on the Frontier. Massive big thanks to Big Boo for providing that to the retro stream for us to play as well. So that was a fabulous result. So good stuff on that. But today we embark on new adventures, or old adventures remastered or something like that. Anyway, with the amazing Homeworld, which we'll introduce in a little bit. But we must do the thing, because the thing is the thing. So welcome one and welcome all to the retro stream. Who do we have in the chat? We have ZX81 is here first thing. Well done, ZX81. Enigmatia is here as well. Chris Hatchison is here. Good evening. Where are you from, Chris? You must be not in the UK if it's good evening. So Wintermute GB, of course, he's here. It's morning because obviously he's in the UK as well. Commander Kelvinator is here. The Funny Asteroid is here because it's never a good space game without a funny asteroid. The Harkooners are here, ready to invade Arrakis as well. Biffboy81 is here. Frank Miner 2949er is here. DJ Squibby is here. JC Fuller has been browsing through Twitch, spots Homeworld, jumps in. Yay, good to see you, JC Fuller. John Emery is here as well. The Kazakh is here, and Sleepy D Wagonman is here as well. Space Games, yay! Spaceship. So anyway, so Homeworld. With no further ado, now this is a game that came out, I think I'm right in saying, in 1999. So it's sort of on the cusp of retroness at this point. We generally, I haven't got a hard and fast rule for what is allowed on the retro channel and what isn't, but it's about 20 years. It's about 20 years, 20 to 25 years, I think we can reasonably say is retro. So stuff from the late 90s is definitely in now. Stuff from the early 2000s is sort of on the cusp of being allowed, if that makes sense. So I think 20 years is enough, particularly in computer terms, right? Because 20 years is like prehistory. It's archaeology in computer terms, isn't it? So I think 20 years seems to be it's about the same as XP on the Frontier. It is. Now, what we are playing here today, however, is the remastered version. Okay, so this came out, I don't know, somebody will be able to tell me the remastered version of Homeworld. So basically it's the same game, but it's a remastered version, so super whizzy extra graphics, HD, so it's a lot easier to actually watch. I did have, in my investigations, I have got both the classic Homeworld and the remastered version, because they come together as a package when you buy them on Steam. And I have got my original Homeworld disc from way back in the 90s, but that requires like Windows 98 or something to run. It doesn't play at all on Windows 10. But the original version doesn't have very streamable resolutions, unfortunately. It's really kind of mucky. But I did notice a problem with this remastered version. It won't stream if you put it in full screen mode. So I'm running it in a window on my other monitor, which it's there as far as it's there. Not that you can see it. But and it seems to be okay there, so we'll go there. It's weird. I'm not quite sure, because it's a modern game. I don't know what they remastered it in. I got the impression it was done with Unity, but I'm not sure about that. And as a result, it only seems to stream properly if you put it in window mode. It just jams if you put it in full screen mode. Not quite sure why that is. But anyway, I think it's fingers crossed it's working. So yeah, so a game from 1999. Now this was one of those games that I think deserved more success than it actually received back in the day. It was. I mean, I remember playing it back in 1999 and being utterly stunned by it, okay? Because it was one of those games that just sort of seemed to come out of nowhere. And I actually bought a new PC to be able to play this. And I can remember this very clearly because the PC I bought was the first 1 gigahertz PC that I had ever bought. It's like 1 gigahertz, because before that everything was measured in megahertz, right? So you started off with your 386 and your 486. Who remembers 386s and 486s? Your 386 came at 16 megahertz and then 25 megahertz, and then your 486 sort of started at 25 and then it went to 50 megahertz, and then you got some clock doubled ones at 66 megahertz, and it was all very exciting back in the day. Then you got the Pentiums, and they sort of went through 60, 75, 90 megahertz. I think there were some 133 and 233 megahertz ones, and then I lost track of it a bit. And when I came back to it, I think I bought a PC. I think it was a Pentium 3, and it was a 1 gigahertz processor. I said, I've got to have a 1 gigahertz processor, because that's just insanely fast. So I think I bought a PC with a 1 gigahertz processor. I can't remember what graphics card this would have required back in the day. I don't know what I had. I think we're past the voodoo stage at this point, aren't we? I can't remember what it would have been back then, but it definitely needed some kind of 3D graphics acceleration card in order to work. But it was pretty early stuff, but I don't recall which one it was. So anyway, that's sort of the background. So this is turn of the century stuff, okay? But what really attracted me to this game, when you bought it, this game was one of the last games I recall buying which came with a manual in the box, okay? And the Homeworld manual is a thing of glory, because it gives you the game stuff, as you might expect, but it gives you all the lore as well. It gives you all the background to what the hell's been going on up until the point the game starts, and it's an amazing story. Basically, I don't think the game is going to tell us this, so I'll give you the précis before we start, because it's quite important, okay? Because it's a very cool story. So basically, our civilization, the Hiigarans, right, are on this planet. Okay, I know manuals, how retro, but there's a fantastic story as well. Our civilization is on this desert world. Okay, so desert world, abandoned civilization. And what happens is basically we've been living on this desert world for as long as we can remember. Okay, how we got to this desert world is unclear. It's all myth and legend, and in the historical past, we don't know as a civilization. We know that. We've struggled to survive on this really inhospitable, barren planet in the middle of nowhere. Okay, but as we managed to technically progress to a point where we've got some science going on. Okay, and our science reveals that our DNA is not the same as the native life form. So the only conclusion we can come to as a civilization is that we are not from this planet. We did not evolve here. Okay, the DNA of our race, our people, is not the same as the native civilization. So we are not native to this planet. So obviously the question is, how the hell did we get here? We don't know. As we continue to technically progress, we managed to launch basic satellites into orbit, and one of these satellites detects an anomaly deep in the desert. Okay, an anomaly deep in the desert, and we go and investigate this anomaly. And that's the story all of it itself. Okay, so we could go there another time. We go and investigate this anomaly, and it turns out to be a crashed spaceship. And inside this crashed spaceship are two things. One of which is a hyperdrive core. It's damaged, but it's reverse engineerable. Okay, and so this crashed spaceship has a hyperdrive. We basically learn how to do hyperdrive technology. The other thing that we find in the ruins of this crashed spaceship is a stone, which basically has a star map engraved on it, with one single word marked in near the centre of the galaxy, which is Hiigara, and that word in our language means home, and that's how the story starts. So we are marooned on a planet miles away from the galactic centre. It's not where we come from. Our home apparently is somewhere in the centre of the galaxy, and we now have a crashed spaceship with a hyperdrive core. So it might be in the intro video. I don't know. Let's find out what happens, because I can't remember. I must admit, I haven't played this remastered version. I did play the original Homeworld all the way through. Okay, so it is part of the intro video. Okay, good. Okay, in that case, we'll watch it. But I haven't played this remastered version, so I don't know how different it is, other than the graphics are going to be a bit wishier. I hope they haven't changed anything. I don't think they have, but we'll see. So anyway, we'll start a single-player game and let's see how it goes. Let's find out. So, is it going to give us an intro video? Or play the tutorial first. Okay, so maybe I should have done that. Okay, let's just wait and see if it loads. Maybe I need to... Oh no, here we go.
100 years ago, a satellite detected an object under the sands of the Great Desert. An expedition was sent. An ancient starship buried in the sand. Deep inside the ruin was a single stone that would change the course of our history forever. On the stone was etched a galactic map, and a single word more ancient than the clans themselves. Hiigara, our home. The clans were united, and a massive colony ship was designed. Construction would take 60 years. It would demand new technologies, new industries, and new sacrifices. The greatest of these was made by the scientist Karen Sajet, who had herself permanently integrated into the colony ship as its living core. She is now Fleet Command. The promise of the Guide Stone united the entire population. Every mind became focused on the true origin of our people. Every effort on the construction of the ship that would seek it out among the stars.
Scaffold control standing by.
Nothing like a bit of adagio for strings to get the old emotions going either.
You're clear to approach. You got it.
Base 8, 9, and 10 sealed.
Scaffold decks A, B, C secure. Decks D and E secure. Scaffold secure. All systems green. Release crew standing by. What a beautiful sight.
Does look much better than the original game, I have to say.
This is Fleet Command. Reporting Mothership relaunch status.
Karen's legit.
Command online. Resourcing online. Construction
She's got a very
online.
sultry voice.
Cryogenic subsections A through J online. K through S online. Scaffold control stand by for alignment.
Hey, Scavandari. Homeworld, yes. Homeworld it is, indeed.
Alignment confirmed. Stand by release control.
All caliper banks released.
The mothership has cleared the scaffold. We are away.
I love the classical music vibe they chose for particular
Stand
scenes
by
to evoke
for
a sense of
command line
mystery and
testing.
majesty. It's just lovely.
Command line green. Initial fleet in position.
Course deleted.
Right. Okay, so here we are. We're in the Kharak system, which is home, or this is current home.
Fleet intelligence going online. Our task is to analyze all sensor data and generate mission objectives. Before the hyperdrive test, several trials must be completed. Test construction by building the primary research ship. Test resource processing by harvesting the asteroids provided nearby.
Hyperspace module charging. 35% capacity and rising. The mothership will be ready for the hyperdrive test in 10 minutes.
Cool. Okay. Right. So we are in orbit around
At ease.
our the planet, this desert world of Kharak. Okay.
Stand by to begin combat trials. First, we will be monitoring formation performance. Target drones have
This is
been
kind of a
provided
tutorial,
here.
but
Assign a formation to your fighters.
it's a
and
good way.
destroy the drones.
It's a test, not a tutorial. Exactly. It's a nice way to do it. It is a tutorial, but it's quite a nice way to do it. Okay, we're gearing up for a hyperdrive test, right? The hyperdrive test that we're going to do is going to take us to the edge of the solar system we're in. We're only going to do a short jump to make sure the hyperdrive works, right? But in the meantime, it's time to test all the in-flight systems, which actually really is the tutorial, effectively. But there we go. Drew, find the pause button. Yes, that's a good point. Where is the pause? I think it's that, isn't it? There we go. So that allows me to pause. So spoilers, DJ Squibby. No, we're not. But I know there's quite a few people on the stream who haven't seen this game before. Okay, so no spoilers in the chat for what's coming up. Okay, because clearly things are going to go wrong because space story, right? But no spoilers. Okay, let's just enjoy the process. Right, so. Just to introduce you to the kind of overall thing, what we have here is each individual ship can be selected. Okay, so this is a resource collector. So this is an RTS. Okay, so we have usual resource gathering. We have some fighters. These are basically the base model fighters. Okay, they're pretty crappy, but they're the scouts. They move nice and quickly. There are resources around. As you can see, there's a few asteroids, and it tells you how much they're worth. So 250 resource units, and we use resource units to build stuff. Surprisingly, okay. The mothership is the key vessel. If we lose the mothership, we're dead, right? Okay, so that's important. And then we've got various controls around here. Now this is very different user interface to what we had in the original game, but we can sort of zoom in and zoom out. So we've got total 6 degrees of freedom in terms of where we want to position ourselves and do things. Now initially we've also got a long range scanner, which I think is space. There we go. So that's our long range scanner, which tells us what's going on in our immediate kind of vicinity if it's out of range of visual stuff. Get the spoilers out of the way now. It's a trap. So yes, it's kind of the Homeworld 2 interface, which is better in most cases, but not always. Okay. So our objectives here: we need to construct a research ship, we need to harvest some asteroids and destroy some target drones using a formation. So it's pretty easy stuff. Okay. So to build the resource ship, research ship. Now the research ship researches stuff, so we get new tech every so often. Surprise, surprise. We've got 3 menus over here. So we've got a build menu, which allows us to say, okay, what can we build? We've got a research menu, what can we research? And then there's a launch thing. This is quite neat, actually. If we build a bunch of fighter ships, sorry, the chat's kind of in the way of this, but we can keep them docked so they can be safe, and then we can launch them at will. So you can kind of do that Battlestar Galactica thing, you're launching all the fighters really sharp at some point. So at the moment we can only build small fighters called scouts. We can build some salvage corvettes which are unarmed. We can't build any frigates at all at the moment, we haven't researched them. We can't build any capital ships because we haven't researched them. We can build resource collectors, but that's it. And we can build 2 types of non-combat ship, which is a research ship and a probe. So we're going to build the research ship because
construction underway.
That's what we need to do. And we're going to send our harvesters out to go and do some harvesting. So one of these options, there we are.
Resources locked in.
And they're kind of automatic. You can send them off to do specific harvesting, but generally just let them get on with it. Okay, so they're off. And as you can see, it's total 6 degrees of freedom. So the mothership is now consuming resource units in order to build the research vessel. And the harvesters are going off to the asteroids. Now what's quite nice about this is you can zoom in on any particular ship and see what it's doing. And there you go, it's harvesting away, slurping stuff out of the asteroid, which is quite cool. And then when it's full, as you can see in this progress bar, it'll take those resources back to the mothership, dump them.
New research available. Research ship complete.
Right, the research ship is complete. Let's go back to the mothership then.
Mothership.
The primary research ship has been constructed.
So where is it?
Research division is online. Begin fighter
Oh, there it
chassis
is.
research
Okay, so
immediately.
the ships sort of launch out of the side of this bay when they're the small ones, and then the really big ships come out of this sort of massive docking bay on the side here. We'll see those later on in the game. So this is the research vessel, which most of the time just sits there being a target for the bad guys who may eventually turn up. But now we've got the ability to research things, we can research some stuff. So we can now research a better ship, which is definitely a worthwhile thing to do. So we're going to research the fighter chassis, so it allows us to build interceptors. So yeah, so the story of how the crashed spaceship in the desert was discovered is actually part of another game called Deserts of Kharak, which it might be worth us playing as well. That's kind of not a retro game yet because it's relatively new, but it's actually really, really good as well. It's basically kind of Homeworld on the ground. So it's kind of like all these tanks and armoured personnel carrier things. It's a good game as well. It's not quite as iconic as this one, but that's a good game in itself. So we'll do that at some point as well. I think that'll be fun.
Insufficient resources.
Okay,
Research
so
paused.
we run out of resources quite fast while the resource collectors are doing their thing. Right, so while we're doing that, so if we look at our objectives, we've constructed the research ship, we've got the harvesting asteroids, now we've got to target a drone. So this is quite cool. Okay, this is quite cool. So we've got these ships here. There we go. A bunch of fighters. These are scouts. So how many have we got? 7 of them. Okay, we can assign them different formations, right? So we can basically say, right, I want it in delta formation,
Group acknowledged.
and they'll move into delta formation. We can put them in a line formation,
Acknowledged.
and these have different effects when they're attacking hostile craft. So you can put them in X formation,
Acknowledged.
which maximizes their firepower, right? You can put them in a claw formation, which allows you to
Research complete.
kind of envelope an enemy ship as well. If you've got a lot of fighters, you can put them in a wall formation,
Formation acknowledged.
which is quite good for capital ships. And you can put them in a
Formation
sphere.
acknowledged.
Actually, no, that's sphere formation, which allows you to encompass things and protect things. So there's lots of little options here about what we're going to do. So I'm going to stick with the X formation here,
Acknowledged.
and then we are going to move them forward. So the target drone is out of visual range at the moment. It's over there. So what I do is I basically select
Ready.
my fighters, press I think M. There we go. And I can do this in both visual and external mode. So I'm going to move them forward. There we go.
Strike group coordinates locked in.
So I can basically tell them, and I can focus on them, and I can watch the fight from the perspective of the ships, which is quite cool. And there's the target drones. So at this point, there's a few other things as well I can do. I can put them into, I think, where are they? Yeah, so I can put my ships in
Confirmed.
offensive mode, where they will basically just keep fighting until they're destroyed. I can put them in defensive mode, where they'll only react to incoming fire, and then basically, so that's kind of good for escorty stuff, right? And there's also this passive mode where they basically won't react at all. They just sit there. I can't see what the point of passive mode is. So let's go with aggressive mode.
Show no mercy.
I can also assign different groups of ships to... Oh, there they go. They'll automatically attack anything hostile. And you can zoom in and watch the battle from the perspective of the fighters, which is quite cool. Lots of eye candy. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. So now they have destroyed the target drones. That was easy. And I can also assign to groups. So I can that's that the Kazakh. You can basically say things, and then we get this cut screen mode. Okay, so it goes cinematic for a moment.
Formation trial complete. Flight analysis shows a 22% increase in combat performance.
Well done, guys.
The next trial will test the effectiveness of tactics. Stand by to begin tactics trial. Use aggressive or evasive tactics.
These
and
drones
engage
never
the
stood a
target
chance there.
drones here.
Okay, so let's switch to defensive tactics this time.
Stay sharp.
Let's assign it to a group. I'm going to call that Group 1.
Designated.
I usually call the Mothership Group 10,
Group 10.
so I can then
designated.
use the keys just to swap between
Group 10 reporting. Group 1
whichever
copy.
ship I want to be controlled, which is a nice time saver, particularly when it gets a bit frenetic, which it does later in the game. So let's move them into range.
Strike group coordinates locked in.
Okay, there's a bunch of drones there. Let's go for sphere formation just because.
New formation acknowledged.
Okay, so because they're in a defensive mode, they're not going to attack
Sword
now until I
collector
tell
awaiting
them
orders.
to attack. Okay. So I select Group 1. I
Group
can
1
now
reporting.
press A and say, just attack these ones, please. I think. Is it Control A? Shift A? I'm not sure which one it is. Move and attack. Control A. There we go. So just go in there.
Move attack confirmed. Supporting friendly units.
And then they're going to just get on with that. That drone was just... And I can also watch the distance from afar. I can even watch I can watch the information from a tactical perspective on the long range scan and just sort of see how things go. Got lots of options, so to how I do it. Okay, I can watch it close in, which is great, but not very good for a tactical deployment. So when you've got lots of ships moving around, it's useful to be able to watch it on long range scan. There you go. There's the last one. Beep 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 beep. It's been destroyed. Okay. Looks like there's some more targets being set up for us. So there's lots of ways to manage it, which is quite cool.
Tactics trial complete. The next trial will test the performance of the salvage corvette.
Ooh.
Build one and capture the target drone here.
Okay, now here's a cool thing. The salvage corvette is a brilliant little thing. Okay, so there's a corvette class of...
Mothership.
There's a corvette class here. So we're going to build... This effectively is an unarmed ship, a salvage corvette, but it's one of the most... at least it was in the original game. It'd be interesting to see how effective it is here. It's one of the most effective little ships because it can
Construction underway.
grab other ships out of space, right? and effectively immobilize them and take them home. And if you capture a ship of a class that you don't have, you can reverse engineer it and then build that ship. So it's pretty cool. Now, the bigger the ship that you want to capture, the more salvage corvettes you need to do it. Now, the downside is salvage corvettes are slow and they're unarmed. So if you're trying to capture a big battleship, all right, yeah, and you're going to need a stack load of salvage corvettes because a lot of them will get blown up on the way in to try and salvage the target. But it's a cool little feature. You can basically pinch stuff from outer space. Where did it go? There it is. Okay, so this is our salvage corvette. There we go. Now the other interesting thing about Homeworld is the size of everything. Okay, everything is massive in this game, even the small ships. So the smallest ship that we've got, right, is one of those little fighters over there.
Ready.
Let's just go over there a moment. If you zoom in on the fighter, this is the smallest ship in the game, pretty much, and it's massive. Okay, it really is big. Okay, I don't know how long it is, but it's like it's meters and meters and meters long. So the cockpit is literally just up here. And the rest of the ship is pretty chunky. So that's the smallest ship in the game. Everything in Homeworld is massive. Okay, all the ships are huge scale-wise. The salvage corvette, as you can see, looks tiny.
Confirmed.
But actually, it's huge. There's the cockpit there. Okay, so it's already quite a big ship. And the the mothership is like kilometers high. It's just stupidly large. So that's quite cool. Right, so let's move this guy over to there. Now, this is how you do the navigation, right? So you can move in the plane that you're in quite easily. If you want to go up and down, you basically press shift and then it gives you like a vertical up and down navigator. So you can see, we can see from the scan that ship there is actually slightly below the plane. So what I'm going to do is move over there and then go down by that amount.
New heading set.
And then that's how you basically navigate. Is there a size comparison video? Oh, I need to look at that. And then we can follow in. And all the ships have a sort of fusion drive thing. Okay, so yeah, I think in the original Homeworld the smaller ships had to refuel, but I think that's been dropped in this remastered version, from what I recall. Okay, so did we get in range of? Doesn't look like it's. Okay, actually no, maybe I got that wrong by the look of that. Oh, it was above the plane. There we go. Let's go back up then.
Underway.
There we go. Okay, so there's a target drone, and so we're now going to click on it. We need to salvage it though. Guard, retire, stop, dock, move, salvage capture. There we are. Do that.
Acknowledged.
Control G. Why isn't that working?
Copy.
Here we go. Can't just drag a box around it. Okay. And then it grabs it, right? And it takes it home, which is quite cool. Okay, so you can do that with stuff that you find in space, which is quite good. Nice to have a retro game you're telling us how to. I know I'm more familiar. I'm way more familiar with this one. It's all coming back to me. I haven't played it for a long time, so I know what I'm doing on this one. I can remember the story as well. I know what's going to happen, but I can't remember the details. So it's going to be quite fun to play this remaster version and see when it all comes back to me. Because I can't really. I know roughly what the overall outcomes are, but I can't remember the specifics of the mission. Right, the hyperdrive is ready.
Doors will be sealed in 2 minutes. Abort system standing by.
Okay, so we've got 2 minutes.
Hyperspace module fully charged. I am ready to initiate quantum wave generation on your mark. Good luck, everyone.
Yeah, okay.
All sections have reported in. We are clear to proceed.
Okay, so
trigger the hyperspace drive at your discretion.
Right. Okay, so I can press hyperspace. But before we go into hyperspace, because I'm like, yeah, something bad's going to happen, right? Let's build a few extra fighters. So we've got 1,200 resource units. I'm going to build. What do we need? I'm going to build 12 extra fighters before we go, because reasons.
Interceptor complete.
Okay, so these are slightly heavier duty fighters than the ones we were given in the game. Okay, now what's nice about this is I can bring those other ones back.
Roger.
Let's move them back over here.
Strike group moving into position.
And the new ones will line up in formation outside the ship. It's always good to have a little bit more firepower, right?
Interceptor complete.
We've obviously used all the resources in the local area, although there's an asteroid there, but they've obviously been mined out. Yeah, they have. There we go. There's nothing left that's worth having. Okay, there's the things over there. Now we'll come back to those things over there, the cryo trays. They're not important right now, but they will be.
Interceptor complete.
Yeah, it wouldn't be much of a game if you set your coordinates from home and just arrived. Yeah, that's it. Did you enjoy the graphics?
Interceptor complete.
Right, so I've used up all the resources.
Interceptor complete.
Okay, so what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to combine the
Interceptor complete.
fighters into one formation, make them a bit more effective.
Interceptor
There we
complete.
go. Yeah, so if I press H on these harvesters now, they'll basically
Resources
say
locked in. There's nothing left out here.
there's nothing left. Right, so there's all the fighters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine all the fighters that I've now got into one screen.
Group 1 reinforced.
Tell them to adopt an X formation, which they will do all together. This is what's very cool about this. There they go. Look. Now they're a little bit more formidable. We've got the research ship. We've got a salvage corvette. There's nothing else we can build. We're out of resources. The tutorial is over, my friends. It's time to hyperspace. And check out the hyperspace. This is one of my favourite things about this game. The way the hyperspace works. Watch this. This is cool.
Stand down. We're on hold.
Okay, so we can basically all the ships will board the vessel. You can do a quick dock. Let's just watch it for the. We'll do quick dock in the future, but let's just watch it. So all the ships board. It's quite nice. Prepping for hyperspace. So all aboard. All aboard. Who's going aboard? And into the docking bay all the ships go, which is quite cool. There we go. 3 ships remaining. 2 ships remaining. There's the research vessel. All waiting to dock. It's a lovely hyperspace. You will enjoy this hyperspace sequence. It is very, very cool. Let's get the research vessel to dock. And there's lovely ambient music that's in the background, which is all very chilled and relaxed at the moment. So that's pretty much the tutorial, really. There we go. Right, ships remaining no. Preparing for hyperspace. Here we go. Engage hyperspace. I love this effect. It's just brilliant. Right, there we go. Right, so we're jumping. Well, actually, the game will tell us, I think.
All hyperspace systems operating at full power.
If the hyperspace targeting system is accurate, we will emerge in close proximity to the support vessel Kharak Salim. This ship has spent the past 10 years traveling on conventional drives to reach the outer Kharak system. The Kharak Salim will monitor the quantum waveform as we return to normal space and assist in tuning our drive control systems. If the hyperspace module malfunctions, the Kharak Salim will provide assistance and resupply. Mission objectives will be to dock with the support vessel in order to complete adjustments to the mothership and her drives.
Okay, so pretty straightforward. So the Kharak Salim is a vessel that's been travelling to the edge of the solar system on conventional drives for 10 years. That's pretty dedicated. So that they can monitor our exit from hyperspace at the outside of the solar system.
New research available. We made it. Hyperspace jump complete. All systems nominal, and the quantum wave effect has dissipated.
We have misjumped. The support ship is not here.
Bum, bum,
Fleet
bum.
Command will signal the Kharak Salim while we confirm our current position.
Okay, so
This
we've
is the mothership calling support vessel Kharak Salim. Come in, please. We've misjumped and are requesting your beacon.
okay,
This
so
is
we
the mothership
appear to
calling
be in the
support
wrong
vessel
place.
Kharak
So you can see
Please respond.
the graphics have updated. That's the centre of the galaxy over there, by the way.
Priority alert. We have picked up the Karslim's automated beacon. Send a probe to make contact and re-establish communications.
Okay. Well, the castle limb is over there, but it's not responding. I wonder why. What could have possibly have gone wrong? What's nice about this, though, that's the centre of the galaxy. That's where we've ultimately got to go, right? So at the moment, because we're far out of the galaxy, it's distant and not very well lit. The closer we get, the brighter this gets, right? Which is quite nice. So I know it's literally just a backdrop. It's not anything like the Elite Dangerous one that's generated, but it's done very, very well. And there, on the opposite direction, there's the star from which we were orbiting earlier, where Kharak is. So we're on the outskirts of the solar system, having hyperspace there at the moment. So first things first, what you always do in this game is get the harvesters harvesting, right?
Resources locked in.
Get them doing stuff. Now it did say we had some new research available. Let's find out what's available. Okay, so we can make a repair corvette, which is an upgrade to the existing one. And I'm assuming all of our ships have launched. Yeah, they have. Okay, so our fighter screen is there. There it is. Okay, so let's get them into some sort of formation.
Strike group acknowledged.
Now, it has also told us to build a probe as well. Yeah, it's creepy music. What's going to happen? Okay. They have tea time. Morning all, says Phil Penfox. Yes, morning Phil. Good to see you. So there's plenty of things. Now there is, obviously, because it's an RTS, there is a little bit of hanging around sometimes when things need to happen, because it's worth your harvesters getting ahead of the game a little bit before you trigger the actual content of the mission, because it can be a bit crazy. But we won't, for the purposes of streaming, we won't do that. Now this is also quite nice. These harvesters are harvesting gas clouds here. They're just sort of slurping in gas. But we need to build a probe first. And we need to wait for the harvesters to return, because I spent all my resources on ships, so I don't have any resource units at the moment, so I'm just going to have to wait for the first lot of those to come back. Oh, here's one coming back in now. This is quite fun as well, just watching what it does. Okay, so it's full of resources and the whole thing is automated. It's quite good, and it will dock with the back of the mothership and dump its resources. So once I've got some resource units, I'll build a probe and then we can start investigating what's going on. Okay, so it kind of connects to the back here. There we go. Well, they're both coming in. There we go. There we go. It kind of slots itself in there.
That's everything.
Dumps its cargo and then shoots off and goes and gets some more. So now we've got 1,000 research units. So now we can build a probe, which I think is a non-combat. There we go. Here we have a probe. So let's build a probe.
Construction underway.
A probe is basically a one-shot device. It's very, very, very fast, very, very cheap, but it can only be used once.
Group 10 copies.
So let's go back to the mothership.
Probe complete.
And the probe will be launched. Okay, so the probe should pop out. There it is. Okay, so now we can send the probe, if I can select it, to, it's automated, we can send the probe now to the location of the castle limb. So let's see what's out there, shall we?
Probe dispatched.
Local resources exhausted fleet. Moving on.
Let's find out what's going on. So it's sort of a bit of space exploration-y stuff. It's all quite tense as well. So what's out there? Cutscene incoming. Creepy music. Yeah, the radio chat is amazing. So this is the Castle Inn, or shall I say what's left of the Castle Inn. And there's something else out there. Uh-oh. The music's picking up pace straight away. We've got incoming. Alright, Team 1.
Copies.
Scramble.
They're attacking. The mothership is under attack.
Engage incoming units. The mothership must be defended.
Right, so go into aggressive mode.
Show no mercy.
Show no mercy. I'm down.
Local resources exhausted fleet. Moving on.
Fortunately, most of our ships are too big to be worried by these things, but we've got to get rid of them with the fighters. Again, we can zoom in nicely on...
Strike group under enemy attack. Strike group under enemy attack.
I think it's F. Is it F? No.
Group 1 reporting. Strike group, prepare for assault.
There we go. Take them out. Yes.
Group 1 copies.
Group 1 reports victory.
Yes, good old Group 1.
Hostile units destroyed. Threat eliminated.
Okay, so...
Mothership sustained minor hull damage. Repairs are underway.
Okay, cutscene again.
The Karsalim has been destroyed. Heavy weapon damage is visible on the remaining fragment. A salvage corvette must be sent to retrieve the mission data recorder.
So we need to find out what the hell happened, which makes sense. Okay, so we have a salvage corvette. Now this is where we can use the escort function. So Group 1 is now going to go into sphere formation.
New formation acknowledged.
And we can press G to guard the salvage corvette,
Escort pattern locked in.
which is pretty cool. And then we're going to send the salvage corvette now over to the wreck of the Castle Inn and see if we can figure out what the hell happened over there.
Course set.
And then the fighters will follow basically in a defensive formation, which is quite nice. So is the research upgraded? Corvette drive. Let's research the Corvette drive while we're waiting. So there's the wreck of the Castle Inn.
Confirmed.
There's our fighters in escort formation. That's our objectives. Let's just refresh ourselves. So salvage the Castle Inn is basically, we've got to figure out what happened. Okay, so we're here.
New research available. Research complete.
I just need to remember how
Reporting.
to do this. Is it Control G?
Ready.
Let's move up a bit.
Coordinates confirmed.
How do I salvage it? Hyperspace test recon team. Yeah. Should just right click the target. Ah, okay. There we go. Perfect. Well done. Okay, so it slots into a little port there, which is quite deep. Okay, what happened?
Priority alert. Additional hostile units detected on an intercept course with the Kar Salim. Protection of the salvage team is a primary objective. It must return to the mothership with the mission recorder. We need that data.
Let's get that back to the mothership pronto.
Coordinates confirmed.
And then the fighters should
Group
defend.
1 reporting.
I'm hoping.
Pursuing targets. Moving into formation.
There we go. Let's put it in defensive mode now.
Defensive perimeter set.
And it should basically escort.
Group 1 under attack.
Supporting friendly units.
So there we go.
Group 1 reports enemy contact.
So they should. What should happen here is they should spin around, but maintain
Reports hostile contact.
maintain their formation as they're defending the corvette.
Group 1 under attack.
Report
D for
Dolly's
dog.
under fire.
There we go.
Moving in, docking with mothership. Strike group receiving fire.
Group 1 reports enemy contact.
Group 1 reporting.
Make sure you use to attack, boys.
Strike group, prepare for assault.
Let's get rid of it. Sometimes the AI is not quite right. I think we lost the ship there, which is annoying. Anyway, it looks like our salvage corvette has made it home, so switch to offensive mode and let them do their
Weapon
thing.
set to full power. New formation acknowledged.
Let's just get them to destroy everything. So with a bit of luck, looks like the salvage corvette did dock,
Copy. Docking with mothership.
or maybe didn't. Let's just double check. Did we do it?
Strike group under enemy attack.
Group 1 has defeated the enemy.
Yay. With a bit of luck, that's all we... The salvage corvette has docked. Oh, there's still more bad guys out there, that's why.
Strike group to battle positions.
Let's go get them. I love this sort of slightly kind of Arabic music with the... It's just nice.
Stay on top of them.
Let's go and purge the universe of these pirates. Looks like they're attacking our probe for some reason. Get in. Oh, there goes our probe. Oh, boys, finish him off. That one's
Strike
dead.
group reports hostile contact.
Oh, there's more of them coming from somewhere.
Group 1 reports victory.
Pursuing target.
There we go. Still more
It's
than
an
that.
enemy carrier.
Oh,
They appear to be reinforcing their squadrons of fighters and corvettes with it.
Strike group coordinates locked in.
Group 1
don't think
under
there's much we
attack.
can do with a carrier. What are we going to do? Just
Group 1 reports enemy contact.
Strike group attack order confirmed.
probably
Strike
can't
group receiving
take on a
fire.
carrier at this point. I don't remember there being a carrier before. Let's see if we can
Strike group reports hostile
let's
contact.
tap the carrier and see if that will discourage it. Maybe that will make it go away. Because we can't destroy a carrier. Not with our current firepower. It's not enough.
Strike group attack order confirmed.
Yes. Maintain air superiority by taking down all the fighters. That carrier is actually armed, isn't it? Capture the carrier. Oh, what, with a salvage corvette? I wonder if you can do that. Yeah, we could try that
Group
actually.
1 standing
Let's move
by.
our fighters back out of range. How
Strike
many
group
salvage
coordinates
corvettes would I
locked in.
need, I wonder?
Mothership.
Let's build a 2. Let's build, because we're going to need
Mothership.
some more salvage corvettes anyway. Let's build
Assembly underway. Construction underway.
3 more. See how well that works. You never know, it might. Who dares wins? Let's give it a try, yeah. That could be fun.
Group 1 under attack.
Strike group under enemy attack. At ease. Group 1 reporting.
Group 1 reports enemy contact.
Stand down. We're on hold.
I'm going to get Group
Docking
1 to
with
dock
Mothership.
actually, so
Strike
they can get
group
some
under
repairs.
enemy attack.
Salvage corvette complete.
Right, salvage corvette's complete.
Defensive perimeter set.
How are those boys doing? Let's try and
Supporting
capture
friendly
the.
units.
Yeah, I didn't know that was there, so let's try and capture the carrier. Will that work?
Local resources exhausted. Fleet moving on.
Okay, so we're running out of resources, which is fine.
Strike group receiving fire.
Salvage corvette
Oh,
complete.
we lost one. So let's build a couple of extra fighters.
Assembly underway.
Right,
Group 1. Aggressive tactics confirmed. Fire at will. Engaging targets of opportunity.
Interceptor complete. Group 1 has defeated the enemy.
Right, so the last salvage corvette should be coming out. Right, Group 1 has. Let's see if we can capture that carrier. That would be fun if we can.
Salvage corvette complete. Mothership.
Let's group
Mothership.
all of the fighters together again.
Confirmed.
Group 1 reinforced.
Let's call that Group
Reporting.
2.
Group 2 designated.
Let's move Group 2 towards. Well, we don't quite know where it is now. We've lost contact with it. It's up here somewhere.
Destination locked in. Group 1 standing by.
Let's get Group 1 to guard Group 2.
Escort pattern locked in.
There we go. Let's see if this will work.
Group 2.
So I presume we just right click on the target, see if it will work. Let's see if we can salvage the enemy ship out of space. The music's building up again. This is the sort of combat music. It's slightly more intimidating than the XP on the Frontier combat music.
There's nothing left out here.
Okay, looks like we've run out of resources. Where is that ship? Oh, I've lost it now.
Group 2 copies.
Where is it? It was over at the top of here somewhere, wasn't it?
Destination locked in.
Where's it gone? Ah, there we
Group
go.
1 under attack.
There it is, there it is. Right, 2.
Destination locked in. Copy.
Control G, isn't it?
Group 1 reports enemy contact.
Capture salvage, Control G. It's not letting me do that, which is
I
annoying.
caught one pursuing targets. Group
Doesn't
2
seem
copies.
to allow me to do that, which is annoying.
Course set.
No.
Group 1 copies.
Group 1 under attack. Group 2 reports enemy contact.
Can't do
Strike
it.
group to battle position.
That's annoying. And that's actually taking a toll on our fighters. That's not good.
Group 1 copies.
I'm gonna
Docking
take
with
them out of there.
Mothership.
That didn't work.
Reporting. Docking with Mothership.
The carrier's too heavily armed. It's just mincing my fighters. That didn't go well. I think I might need to build some fighters. Okay, so that was a bad idea. Let's build some fighters back up.
Construction underway. Assembly underway. Construction underway.
Not sure to get a carrier of fighters. Yeah, we haven't got enough. We haven't got enough weaponry. It was worth a try.
Interceptor complete.
Assembly underway.
I don't know what we're supposed to do now. Actually,
Interceptor
defend the salvage team. Well, the salvage team has been defended. So, am I missing something?
Interceptor complete.
Group 10 copies.
Interceptor complete.
Bombers for attacking capital ships. Yeah, I haven't got any of those yet,
Interceptor complete.
so that didn't work.
Salvage corvette complete.
So it's still saying salvage the car
Interceptor
Salim.
complete.
So why hasn't?
Resource collector standing by.
I didn't back that out too early, did I?
Ready.
Let's send another one.
Interceptor complete.
Standing by.
I wonder if I backed it out too early. Let's try that
Moving
again.
to destination.
Interceptor complete.
Because we definitely sent one in and it came back out, but maybe
Interceptor complete.
we didn't trigger something correctly.
Salvage corvette complete.
Let's try that again.
Mothership. Group 1 designated.
Let's get to go on that
Moving
ship.
into formation. Copy.
Yeah, I think you returned before it to be a den of rats. That's what went wrong. Okay, so let's just try that again. There it is, right. Because we need to know what happened to it. Yeah, I think you're right, John. I must have got that wrong. There's the docking port. Okay, so how do I know it's doing it? Let's leave it sitting there until it decides it's done it then.
We got company.
Okay, so still chucking stuff at me.
Group 1 standing by. Show no mercy.
Let's just deal with the
I got
fighters. Right, it's now coming back. There it is, look, it's finished.
Group 1 reports enemy contact.
Oh, it's on its way back, so maybe I'll just leave it alone. Tell them to guard it.
Group 1 under attack.
Just don't give the salvage corvette any other orders. It looks like it's just doing its own thing. Maybe that's what I did. Maybe I overrode the command. Don't think I could do anything about that carrier at this point, though. Why is the carrier concerned? Well, it's just there. It's an evil carrier. I want to blow it up. I haven't got the weaponry to do it yet at the moment. Right, here comes the salvage corvette. Let's see if it works this time. Okay, so it's going in for a docking.
Salvage team dock safely.
There we go. Triggered it.
Downloading mission data.
Let's find out what happened. Cutscene time.
Playing last entry.
Here we go.
What do you mean you detect a hyperspace entry? The mothership isn't due for...
Sir, I have multiple contacts on closing vectors. Unknown profiles. No recognition codes. They're not ours.
Well, if they're not ours, who the hell are they?
It's a British guy in charge of the
Sir,
ship.
they're coming in fast. Check. Incoming fire. We are under attack. They're getting through. Breaches across all decks. Hull integrity failing.
Castle into Mothership if you are receiving abort hyperdrive test. Repeat, abort hyperdrive test.
Okay, there we go. So the castle was ambushed by forces unknown. Okay, so is that? Ah, here we go.
We are detecting enemy units advancing on our position. Organize a defensive force to protect the mothership.
Okay, all right. Just let's build as many fighters as we got, because we haven't got much we can build at the moment. So it's fighters is what we have. Let's just max out
Construction underway. Assembly underway.
the fighter screen as much as we
Berths are
can.
clear.
Interceptor complete.
Group 1 standing by.
And destroy anything
Attack vector
incoming. There we go.
laid in. Engaging targets of opportunity.
Interceptor complete.
We'll just obliterate.
Interceptor complete. Interceptor complete.
Local resources exhausted. Fleet moving on. Attack run complete. Holding pattern locked. Resource collector awaiting orders.
Interceptor
And then
complete.
as they get
Engaging
built,
targets
we'll
of
reinforce
Mothership.
the fighter screen.
Interceptor complete. Group 1 reinforced.
There we go.
Lock all weapons on target.
Lock all weapons on target. Destroy them. Destroy the
Interceptor
evils.
complete.
We don't even know who these guys are yet. This is what's interesting about this. They're just the bad guys for the time being.
We've got a situation here.
Supporting friendly units.
Interceptor complete. Interceptor complete.
Group 10 reporting. Stay on top of them.
Mothership. Interceptor complete. Group 1 reinforced.
Moving to intercept. Alright, hang in there.
Interceptor complete.
Yeah, so I don't want to attack that carrier with my fighters because it's just that's a waste of time.
Supporting friendly units.
We have determined that these enemy units are inferior to ours.
Ooh,
Protect
okay.
against penetration of the Kharak system. Destroy the attacking force completely.
Coordinates confirmed.
Destroy the attacking
Group
force
1
completely.
reports enemy
Okay.
contact. Group 1 under
With
attack.
what?
Interceptor complete.
Are they the baddies?
Group 1
It's,
reports
it
enemy
seems
contact.
to be that they are.
Group 1 under attack. Interceptor complete.
Supporting friendly units.
Mothership. Group 1 reinforced.
Let's put them in
Strike
full
group
formation.
acknowledged.
Let's destroy everything.
Strike group prepare for assault. Strike group reports hostile contact. Group 1 copies. Strike
All
group
ships into
under
formation.
enemy attack.
Let's deal with these baddies. I don't know.
Strike group reports hostile contact.
Maybe
Friendlies
if we
under fire.
if we kill enough of the
Group
ships,
1 has
then
defeated
we
the enemy.
basically.
Strike
What's that
group
guy
attack
doing over
order
there?
confirmed.
Mothership. Mothership. Group 1 assigned.
Oh, there's that carrier again.
Strike group attack order confirmed.
What's this little fella? What's
Strike
this?
group under enemy attack. Roger.
Group 1 reinforced.
Strike group prepare for assault.
So I'm not going to go near the carrier, but I'm going to just basically obliterate anything that comes out of it. One at a time, because the bad guys are launching their ships piecemeal, which is very, very silly. Tactically.
Strike group prepare for assault. Strike group prepare for
There we go.
assault.
We got company.
Just lost one ship. You need to destroy the carrier. Do I need to do this? What, with the fighters? I haven't got anything big to build the fighters with. I can't. Can I? What? Attack the carrier. There aren't any research options. No, I've got the Corvette chassis. Oh, there is the light Corvette. Maybe I need to build some Corvettes. Maybe that's how you do it. Okay, we'll do that in a minute. I hadn't noticed that option had popped up. So the Corvette is a slightly heavier. Oh, you can destroy the carrier. We haven't got any bombers though. don't seem to have the option to research any. Oh, hang on. Is there a?
All stations reporting by the numbers.
No, there's no other research options right now. So I don't know how to build the bombers. Use the force true. Turn off your target. Superior numbers.
Group
So
1 reports victory.
okay, so we've obliterated that. Let's see if the Corvette chassis allows us to build something.
Enemy units are retreating.
Oh, they're retreating.
Objectives complete. Stand by for immediate return to Kharak.
Okay. So we did. Okay, so let's dock these
Ready.
bad boys.
Docking with Mothership.
Now it looks like our resource collectors are still collecting resources. Now in the old game you had to wait for the resource collectors to finish everything. But I got a feeling in this version it automatically collects all available resources. I think I've scared them away. There we go, superior. I've scared them off. They diced with the Celestial Warrior once again.
Research complete.
They were terrified.
New research available.
Okay, so now we've... Oh, new research is available.
Standing by.
Mothership.
Heavy Corvette upgrade. That sounds like it's worth having, but I haven't got enough resource units to do it now. Okay, so the Heavy Corvette would give us some proper guns in time, but we don't have the resources. Unless this resource though is going to be... It's about half full. Is there going to be enough resources out there? Looks like there's not much left. Definitely does the auto collection in Homeworld 2. Okay. Scrap the scouts. Have I got any scouts left?
Acknowledge.
So those are my salvage scouts. I don't think I've got any. I think those are all
Ready.
interceptors now.
Local
I think I'm going to keep them for
resources
the time
exhausted.
being.
Nothing else in range.
Right, there's nothing else here. Okay, so how much resources did I get? Almost a full load. So that's probably enough to do that upgrade research, but not to build anything yet. I don't know. I can't remember what I need for the next mission.
Resource collector awaiting orders.
Yeah, but where have they run away to? Dum dum dum. Okay, so they buzzed off. So we don't know why we've been attacked so far. We're, as far as we're concerned, we're a peace-loving civilization. We've got no idea why these unknown dudes attacked us. I don't know whether to do that upgrade immediately or not. I can't remember. The next mission we have to destroy 3 or 4 carriers. Lots of fighters and salvage ships. Yeah, I do remember. Okay, so I remember that there was a massive need for salvage ships in the next mission. So that.
Group 2 reinforced.
What I'm going to do here is I'm going to
Roger.
put that 2.
Group 2
I'm going to call that
assigned.
Acknowledge.
3
Group
and
3
that 4.
designated.
Copy.
Group 4 designated.
I don't know whether to spend the RUs on the research at the moment. I've got a thing I won't actually, because it's always good to have a few. I've got to do a few. You've got to have a few RUs in hand just in case stuff goes wrong, which it usually does, particularly if you're not familiar with the mission. One of the other things about this game is if you screw up a previous mission and end up with the wrong resource profile, you can make it incredibly difficult to survive the next mission because you haven't got the right stuff. I might get the bombers in the next mission. Okay, so let's see how many resource units that gives me. So it gives me 604. Barely enough, is it? Let's try. So what you can do is I can save the game, I think, here. So let's do a save campaign. There we go. Let's delete all these. These must be previous saves that I've done. Let's delete all these. Oh, so I must have played it a bit. Let's delete all the previous saves because we don't want them. And that actually sounds like kind of what I should do. Except I don't know they're called the Tyrannic Raiders, so I'm not quite sure about that. Right, yes. Right, so let's create a new one. Let's call it Hyperspace Home again. There we go. Right, return to game. Okay. Ooh, the space tea has arrived! Yay! Oh, thank you very much. Here comes space. Thank you very much. The space tea has arrived. That's what we need when we're about to hyperspace. Right, let's press hyperspace. Here we go. Now, just for those of you who are emotionally fragile this morning, just make sure you're sitting down, okay? No spoilers. Just make sure you're relaxed, chilled, sitting down. There's nothing stressful going on in your life at this precise moment. Just heads up.
At ease.
Right, I should do the quick dock this time, save a bit of time. Right, so we're going back to Kharak. What kind of flavour is the space tea? It's classic breakfast tea. Nothing special about it.
Analysis of wreckage reveals the hostile units are using strike craft ranging from fighters to combat corvettes. All pilots will be briefed in case hostiles have penetrated farther into the Kharak system. On our return to Kharak, the final outfit of the Mothership must be accelerated in order to defend against possible future attacks. Many major Mothership systems are still incomplete. We will notify Kharak's missile defense system of this possible threat. The Mothership will then dock with the scaffold for repairs.
Good plan.
Stand by for hyperspace exit to Kharak.
Excellent plan.
No one's left. Everything's gone. Kharak is burning.
Kharak is being consumed by a firestorm. The scaffold has been destroyed. All orbital facilities destroyed. Significant debris ring in low Kharak orbit. Receiving no communications from anywhere in the system. Not even beacons.
Wait. On the maintenance frequency, I'm getting a signal from the cryo tray systems in orbit. One of them is suffering a massive malfunction.
The cryo trays are under attack. Defend them.
Okay, so we need to defend the cryo trays.
Group 2 com.
These ships are different from those we encountered at the Kar Salim. It is likely they were involved in the destruction of Kharak. Capture at least one vessel for interrogation and destroy the rest.
So we're going to try and capture them instead. There we go.
Group 1 reporting.
So I'm going to put the fighter screen.
Perimeter set. Resource collector awaiting orders.
And then 4.
Group 4
Let's go and
copies.
get the cryo trays. Oh no, one of my cryo trays has gone already.
Group 2.
I'm going to try and capture. Let's see if we can get these things. Look, this is what's cool about this game. You can ambush enemy ships. Got it.
Group 3 reporting.
Gotta get the other one. Which means we can reverse engineer this tech. Only 100,000 people here. So they're destroying our cryo trays. Fortunately,
Standing by.
I've managed to salvage 5 of them, which isn't bad. I think you can get all 6. But it didn't give you a great deal of chance there, did it? We have captured the enemy vessels now. But the music and the destruction of Kharak, our planet, has been firebombed from space. Everybody is dead, Dave. Everybody is dead. Everybody is dead, Dave. The entire planet... This is pretty horrible. The entire planet has been destroyed. Everybody we know is dead. All that's left of our civilization is our ship. An adagio for strings. What else could you ask for in a space game? What a moment. Probably one of the most amazing moments in space game history.
Enemy units neutralized.
There we go.
Begin salvaging the cryo trays. Hostile vessel
Because we're
captured.
doing that.
Crew intern.
While you were out, yeah.
Interrogation is underway. While searching the enemy ship's computer.
Chris says, I tried this mission so many times. I'm pretty sure I did manage to save all the trays.
Stand by for playback.
Certainly the first time you play it, it's almost impossible. Right, let's find out what happened. Okay, so this is footage from the baddie ships. And we don't know anything about why they attacked us. They were hostile.
Group 3 moving in. Alright, now stay together. Ready, spread. Incoming missiles. Do basic maneuvers.
See, the enemy is way more equipped than we are. Massive capital ships.
There's another one. Prepare for immediate surface bombardment. Commence surface delivery.
Commence surface delivery. That's so clinical, isn't it?
Orbital target acquired.
Boom, look at that graphic in the background.
Pattern, stay sharp.
There goes the scaffold.
Destroyed. Delivery all targets acquired.
They basically just nuked our planet.
Estimated immediate surface temperature 1742 unstable. Clearance granted. Primary directive achieved.
So this alien race that has apparently no beef with us up to this moment has basically firebombed our planet and obliterated everything other than us.
Analysis of the recording indicates that the Kharak missile defenses heavily damaged the attacking fleet. However, we have concluded that at present they can still easily defeat us. We have therefore plotted a course to a deep space asteroid belt. There we can hide and prepare our fleet for an assault.
So we're going to hide. Let's get the rest of those cryo trays while we're here.
Standing by.
Let's get those guys harvesting because there's probably a...
has analyzed the captured frigate. We have reverse engineered the drive technology and developed 2 new ships. Plans for a 3rd vessel are underway, but will require frigate chassis research.
Chassis research? I think you mean chassis, old chap. Right, so let's do that because that's capital ship chassis research. There we are. So then we can build an assault frigate. Now that's slightly different. In the original game, I think when you salvage the ship, you actually got the ship. This appears not to have done that. It appears to have just given us the RUs, and we still got to go through the research to build it. So that's slightly different. Yeah, so 1742 degrees unstable. And then you just, like say, Agnus Dei or Adagio for strings, choral version as well, which is like super nice. But yeah, our planet has been obliterated. Yeah, so I should have got the assault frigate. It hasn't.
300,000 people secured.
Let's just watch those cryo trays load because that's quite cool.
Ready.
So all of our survivors are on these things. And they get loaded into the side of the ship. There we go. So basically, there's 500,000 people saved, basically, and that's it.
Cryo tray loaded.
We're us.
400,000 people secured.
Here comes the last one. I love the automation of how that works. It's just sweet. Okay, so we went off this morning. Bye everyone. Have a great hyperspace trip. We come back. We've lost our entire planet.
Loaded and secure. Hyperspace module charged.
Right, so
left for us here.
There's nothing left for us here.
Let's go.
Let's go. It's like we have no home. We have been. All we know is that we have a home somewhere else across the universe, which is pretty mean, isn't it? It's pretty deep. But what we're going to do, I'm not going to bother with a Corvette for the time being, because I want to build. Now we should be able to build our first heavy-duty ship. There's a support frigate which allows us to repair strike craft, but there's also an assault frigate which is our first kind of small capital ship. So we can build with 2,600. I think it's worth us building a couple of those.
Construction underway.
So we've got something a bit beefier to fight with. Because I can't remember what's coming up next. but I'm pretty sure it'll be bad news.
Confirmed.
Group 2 reinforced.
Despite there being an awful lot of junk floating around in space here, the Kazakhs, I do remember what I won't spoil now. I know it'll be bad. I mean, obviously, but this version fortunately does have automatic resource collection when you hyper out. Oh, that's good, because the old version didn't, which was a pain. You had to leave the game running for like half an hour after you complete the mission, so you could pick up the all the resources. I love the graphics though. I mean, look at that planet obliterated. So here comes our assault frigate. First one is just about to launch.
Assault frigate complete.
Here we go. Now this has, if I remember right, is still using projectile weapons. We don't have any energy beam weapons yet. I might want to, yeah, maybe the chat would be better on the other side, mightn't it? For this, let me do that for you. Hang on, guys. That's a good call. Let me just go over here. Let me move that to there. That's probably better, isn't it? Because we use this menu quite a lot. Let's do that. Apologies. Different games, different things. Right. Okay. So there is our. Okay, it doesn't look like much, but it's the first capital ship we've got. So this little thing has projectile weapons. Okay, so it's still projectile stuff, kinetic weapons, but it's got steerable cannons on the front. Okay, so it's got 4 guns, I think, or maybe actually no, I think it's got 6. It's got these 4 projectile guns, which are basically turrets now. Chat output successfully recalibrated. Thanks very much. Yeah. So it's got 4 steerable guns, which makes it quite versatile. And I think these 2 things here are sort of plasma launchers that it can, provide it with extra firepower as well. So it's quite a nice little ship. And here comes another one, I think, that we've just built. Where's it gone? There it is. So we've now got 2 of them. We've got 2,000. Just wondering if I should build another one or not. I think that'll do for now. We'll have to wait and see how it goes. Right, so our home planet has been destroyed. We're still getting resources, but apparently it will auto collect those for us, which is nice. So let's hyperspace.
We're on hold.
And quick dock. Yeah, look, it auto collects resources. That's nice. Right, let's brave Sir Robin out of here then. Right, so we're now jumping even further outside of our solar system into an asteroid field. Okay, here we go. More cutscene.
Cryogenic trays have been processed, and our colonists are safe for now. We are all that's left of our world, our culture, our people.
From the interrogation, we learned that a frontier fleet patrolling the borders of a vast interstellar empire was dispatched to destroy our planet. The captain claimed our people violated a 4,000-year-old treaty forbidding us to develop hyperspace technology. Extermination of our planet was the consequence. The subject did not survive interrogation.
That's such a brilliant piece of writing, that is. The subject did not survive interrogation. So we basically violated a 4,000-year-old treaty, which we'd clearly forgotten about. So forbidding us not to develop hyperspace technology. And then we were obliterated as a result. So
Scanner data indicates asteroid density is highest in this region. Commence resource gathering.
Okay. So for those of you who have a contract with anybody, okay, regardless, make sure you read the small print and remember what it says, right?
Resource controllers are available for construction.
To improve the efficiency of collection, build one and position it near the asteroid vein.
Okay. Now I've got a... This... I can't remember this mission, but I've got a sneaky suspicion this is a good place for an ambush. Looks very ambushy to me, doesn't it? Yes, first offence, sentence, total genocide. It's a bit harsh, isn't it? So... okay, hang on. So we've got resource controllers, collectors. Got a few more things available now. Right, okay, so these resource controllers are quite nice. Basically, what they mean is rather than the resource collector having to go back to the mothership every time, they can just go to the resource controller, so it speeds things up. So we'll definitely have one of them.
Construction underway.
I can't think what else happens in this mission. So what are our objectives? Our objectives are literally just to collect resources and the resource controller, so that's easy enough. We'll do that. But clearly something is going to go wrong. This must be an ambush for which we are not very well prepared at the moment. But we might be able to do the old salvage corvette trick. So
Mothership.
I'm going to build a couple more of them.
Underway.
The treaty was kept in the local branch office only 4 light years away. It's not your fault you didn't bother to read it. 4,000-year-old treaty and they're like still enforcing it. It's pretty mean, doesn't it? It was in the contract. You develop hyperspace technology, we obliterate your planet.
Resource controller complete.
To increase harvesting efficiency, move your resource controller as close to heavy resource areas as possible.
Okay, well I don't want to do that straight away because I'm sure the moment I move to the asteroids and start harvesting, then that's going to be a trigger for whatever happens. It's going to be pretty damn devastating, I'm sure. So what I tend to do with these resource controllers, I get them to guard the harvesters.
Moving into formation.
And then just send the harvester off, and it kind of follows them around, which is quite good. Yeah, we need to have hyperdrive to know that we can't have hyperdrive. So Deserts of Kharak was originally supposed to be named Shipbreakers until the game was accepted as a Homeworld game. Oh, okay, interesting. And got incorporated into the Homeworld lore. Shipbreaker became Hard Space Shipbreaker, which is a first-person spaceship salvaging game. Quite nice. I haven't heard of that one. I'll have to go and play that. Okay, I don't want to send them off just yet, though, until I've had a think. Okay, so I'm going to group these up again. So let's have two.
Group 2 designated.
Let's move Group 2 over there.
On our way.
And let's have that as Group 3.
Group 3 designated.
That over here. I've got a sneaking suspicion there's an ambush about to happen here.
Acknowledged.
Group 4 designated.
En route.
And I've got a feeling we get jumped,
Confirmed.
maybe, by some other ships.
Group 5 designated.
Moving to destination.
Well, I think I even might need another
Mothership.
one. Another pair.
Assembly underway.
And then I think we'll spend the rest of it on a couple more assault frigates, so we've got a little bit of firepower. So I've got 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got a feeling we might get jumped from behind, so let's just let's see what's going on. I vaguely remember this mission. Sorry, I've got advanced intel from my previous memory. I've got a sneaky feeling we get ambushed by a whole bunch of ships at some point. Some corvettes would be a good idea. I haven't developed the corvettes, have I? That's another research tree. So the corvettes, yeah, okay, so let's research the heavy corvette. I don't think the light corvette's going to be worth it, but the heavy corvette sounds like it might be worth having. Let's do that. And then we'll send out the harvesters, and then it will trigger the mission.
Salvage corvette complete.
It is a bit it's kind of Command and Conquer in space, really, but it's got this fantastic story going on behind it. So we're trying to look. Say we have jumped a little bit closer to the galactic core now. We've left our solar system behind somewhere over there. So we have jumped towards the galactic core. The galactic core is a bit brighter. Okay, so that can be group.
Reporting.
We've got 2,
Group 2
3,
copies.
4,
Group
5.
five.
That can be group 6.
Confirmed. Copy.
Group 6 designated.
And I'm going to move them behind us. I've got a sneaky suspicion we get jumped from behind. We'll let them do the research upgrade on the heavy corvette. Commander Kelvin has got to go. Take care. Happy hunting. Thank you very much. Let's get some corvettes once. This research is quite slow actually, isn't it? Takes a while to go. I'm going to move those slightly further out actually.
Group 2 copies. Move order confirmed. Group 3. Understood. Group 4 reporting. Move order confirmed. Group 5 copies. Destination locked in. Group 6 underway.
I like the way you've got a scanner outline which shows you your kind of fog of war, what you can see and what you can't see. There's nothing out there at the moment. Maybe I've got that wrong.
Assault frigate complete.
We'll find out. Doubtless. Right, how's that research
Mothership.
going? It's almost there. Right, okay, here we go. So we should be able to build some heavy corvettes. So let's max out.
Research complete.
How many heavy corvettes can we build?
Construction underway. Construction underway.
Not quite 3. Right, okay, that's basically as good as we can get for the time being. We could actually knock one of the... How many interceptors have we got? We
Ready.
could knock an interceptor. 3 interceptors down. Let's do that. Let's get those 3 to retire. There we go.
All right, that's it. Retirement confirmed.
And then we can build 3
Heavy
heavy
corvette
corvettes,
complete.
which isn't much. Sapphire Wolf's got to go as well. Great game and a great do. Thank you very much, Sapphire Wolf. Once you finish building, researching, save, and then advance. Now that's a good call because we might have got it totally wrong. Yeah.
Heavy corvette.
One thing I did remember learning from this game is don't go and do the objective straight away because you trigger whatever is out there. If you don't move to support the objectives, then the game doesn't move forward. So that's quite a useful tactical option. Cataclysm, yeah, I played Cataclysm. I don't remember much about Cataclysm. I need to
Heavy corvette complete.
revisit it. So how many heavy corvettes have I got?
Standing by.
Looks like I ended up with 3.
Reporting.
Yeah, 3 heavy corvettes. Okay. Right, so we're sort of prepped a bit there. So I'm going to get the heavy corvettes
Ready.
to guard the resource
Escorting friendlies.
controller. And then let's save the game there. In asteroid belt prior to ambush. I'm pretty sure it's an ambush. Pretty sure it's an ambush. There we go. And then we can, if it all goes badly wrong, which it probably will. Okay. Wasn't Cataclysm the one where some weird alien thing kept? It was like the Borg, basically. It kept assimilating spaceships and stuff, and we had to defeat that. I can't remember. They lost the code to Cataclysm, did they? Wow, that's mad. So I think I've got it on disk somewhere. Right, so let's send these harvesters
Roger.
off to do their thing.
Resources locked in.
That should mean that the resource controller follows them, and the heavy corvettes will stay in escort form. So let's set those guys to
Reporting.
defensive.
Defensive perimeter
In fact,
set.
we might as well set
Group
these
one
guys
reporting.
to defend. Let's get them to guard the resource
Escort
controllers
pattern locked in.
and put them in defensive as well.
Defensive perimeter set. Strike group confirmed.
Let's see if that works. Okay, so this
Roger.
resource controller should follow. Those guys should then follow that.
Reporting.
Let's have a look at these guys. These guys are quite neat. So these are heavy corvettes. They've got, if we just
Roger.
choose one, they've got, I think, a couple of decent heavy-duty guns, but they're quite highly maneuverable. They're quite good against fighters, these guys. So that's what those are about. And they can fly off axis, as you can see one of them doing, because reasons. Okay, so start gathering resources, and something is going to go wrong. You can buy Cataclysm now. It's now renamed Emergence, is it? Oh, it's on GOG. Okay. Okay, so here we go. So 2, 3, 4, 5,
5
6.
copies.
I'm
Group
pretty
six.
sure there's an ambush, and we can grab a whole load of baddie ships at some point. Let's find out what happens. Right, so we're going into the asteroid field.
Confirmed.
And we've got a bunch of stuff to harvest, which is good. Oh, there's loads of RUs here. Excellent. Okay, that's encouraging. And what should happen is these resource collectors should go back to this resource controller, which just speeds things up quite a bit. Okay, so secondary objectives complete. Just collect resources. That's all we've got right now, so we're just bolstering the fleet, effectively. Oh, it's gone. It's 20 to 11 already. Time fly when you're, dealing with genocide of your entire planet. I'm not sure. I certainly won't complete this mission today. I'm going to have to save it again, aren't I? Let's see how it goes. Because for a while, it's going to be like really quiet, while we just sit here and wait for some resources to be gathered. Okay, so they're filling up nicely. Let's see. What should happen here is when they fill up, they should go back to the resource collector. Dump all the resources. Here they go. Where's the resource collector? It's up there. Okay, so that should just be hanging around. The save anyway is a big plus, because things will go badly wrong, I'm pretty sure, because I can't remember what I'm doing on this mission. I do vaguely remember an ambush, so I'm hopeful I've put the things in the right place to deal with the ambush. Because the first time you would play through, you just die because the ambush is overwhelming. Then you go, Okay, so there we go. That's nice. So that one will go back and do some more. So that's a useful time saver. This thing. Nice bit of flying as well. Look, they just roll over and jump in. Dump their resources and go back and get some more. Okay, so that's good. So we can build some more. It's probably a good idea, I think, to build some more. Oh.
Long-range sensors indicate a Mothership class mass signature. It's coming in fast.
Okay, so bad stuff.
Power readings are off the scale.
There we go. Didn't take long.
Combat alert. Stand by for contact.
Tomfy's coming in very, very, very fast. Oh, these guys! Okay, these guys are cool. No spoilers. It's the dun dun dun. The Bentusi, yes. These guys are awesome. Very threatening to start with, but
Ambassador away.
Okay, so they're not immediately hostile, which is nice.
Trajectory locked in. Hailing signal open on all channels.
Homeworld 3, I am so looking forward to Homeworld 3. We will definitely play that at some point in the future, but Homeworld 1, brilliant story.
Magnetic field now. Almost there. Fleet, we've lost guidance and are being drawn in.
Sent our ambassador. Let's hope he survives.
There's a lot of lights. There seems to be some kind of activity inside. I can see.
We are the Bentusi, and welcome you on spacefaring cultures, beyond bound. The Hyperdrive trade routes were established for the first time by our ancestors. The resources you collect are of value to the Bentusi exchange. They will serve as an acceptable medium for trade. It has been our custom to equip trading partners with an exchange unit. It is therefore been provided to your ambassador as a gesture of goodwill.
Yeah, the Bentusi are masters of reverb. Basically,
This is Ambassador. We are clear of the Bentusi vessel. All systems green. Harbor control has released guidance, and the exchange unit is secure. Receiving crews. Prep the quarantine chamber.
Roger that. Quarantine standing by.
Bentusi trading link established.
okay, so how do we... Bentusi exchange. Right, okay, now this is quite cool. What happens here is the Bentusi give us, for 500 resource units, which is nothing, they give us iron cannon tech. Sorry, I'm very excited. So it would be mad not to accept the offer here. So we accept the offer. We get ion cannon tech, which is just you're just gonna love ion cannon tech. If you haven't seen ion cannons, they're just awesome. Right, so accept that offer.
Tyrannic raiders, servants of the Taidan, are arriving. They must not learn of our contact. We must depart. All that moves is easily heard in the void. We will listen for you. Farewell.
So basically the Bentusi are kind of like Switzerland. They're happy to help, but they don't want to be involved in the war. So we've learned also that the tyrannic raiders, who are the guys we've already had the Barney with, are supported by the Taidan Empire, which is the people who we upset with our invention of hyperspace technology. So now we have ion cannon technology, so we can now build ion cannon frigates, I think. Do we have to research them? Possibly. Or can we just build them? No, we can just build them. Look, we can build ion cannon frigates. So we're going to build an ion cannon frigate because
assembly underway.
Ion cannon frigates are cool. Probably my favourite ship in the game, actually. Bad guys coming in. Right, one. Go to aggressive mode.
Show no mercy.
And attack.
Pursuing targets. New formation acknowledged. Strike group, prepare for assault.
Tyrannic Raider fighters are attacking. Prepare for more hostile ships to arrive.
Watch your six.
Okay, so now we've got small fighters doing the business. With a bit of luck, we'll be alright to deal with them. Hopefully our
reporting
heavy corvettes are in defensive mode.
Tactics confirmed. Keep your eyes peeled.
Dr. Christopher, we recognise this as a you problem. Good luck. Yeah, exactly. Pretty much the Bentusi, yeah. We'll support you with everything short of actually getting involved. I think I'm going to need some more of those.
Strike group under enemy attack.
Ion cannon frigate complete.
There's the ion cannon frigate. Bam, bam, bam. Check out this bad boy. Basically, the ion cannon frigate.
Receiving fire.
Oh, now we've got more bad guys coming in. This isn't so good. Okay, let's set these guys
ready. Moving to intercept. Weapon set to full power. Frigate under attack. Supporting friendly units. Strike group under enemy attack. Group 1 standing by. Resource collector under attack. Frigate under attack. Strike group attack order confirmed. Resource collector
These
under
guys
attack.
don't seem to be doing anything, these heavy corvettes. Let's put them in aggressive mode.
Weapon set to full power. Resource collector taking enemy fire. Strike group receiving fire.
There we go.
Resource collector taking enemy fire.
Not sure those assault frigates are very good against the fighters, but there we go. We're quite badly outnumbered, actually, aren't we?
Resource collector under attack.
Maybe I should have built a whole bunch of
Ion cannon frigate complete.
corvettes, because the ion cannon frigate's going to be useless here.
Mobile refinery under attack. Group 1.
I was trying, though.
Resource collector under attack. Frigate under attack. Resource collector taking enemy fire.
Oh no, look, there's more stuff coming in.
Reporting. Resource collector taking enemy fire. Group 1.
We don't have enough small ships, do we?
Resource collector under attack. Strike group reports hostile contact. Copy. Mobile refinery under attack. Moving to intercept.
No, it's not open-ended this game. There were some multiplayer options and some various bits and pieces, but
Group 1 copies.
they're not really doing any damage over there. So
Resource
that's
collector
something.
under attack.
These ones are not so good though. Okay, they're not really doing much damage. We're slowly. Right, hang
Several
on.
tyrannic
Here we go.
capital ships have
I knew
just
there was.
emerged from hyperspace near the mothership.
I knew there was
Group 2
going to be
copies.
something like this. Right, 2.
Group 2 reporting.
Grab it.
Frigate under attack. Resource collector taking enemy fire. Group 3 copies. Group 3 copies. Group 5 copies. Group 6 reporting.
I'm going to see if I can nab
Group
them.
5 reporting.
I do remember this. Let's see if we can get all of them.
Group 10 reports enemy contact.
Let's build some more heavy
Group
corvettes.
6 reports enemy contact.
Construction underway.
Got a
First
feeling
clear.
that has
Resource
neutralised the
collector
attack.
taking enemy fire. Strike
Yes.
group under enemy attack.
Now these things are quite
Reports
interesting.
enemy
These are
contact.
sort of ion cannon frigates with
Frigate
like
under attack.
massive solar sails. Yeah, we managed to nab
Resource
them all.
collector under attack.
Nice. Although it's a bit of a mess, this actually, I think, is going to be a victory.
Heavy corvette complete.
Group 10, assume combat stations. Resource collector taking enemy fire. Local resources exhausted. Fleet moving on.
Basically, it allows us to
Resource collector under
bolster,
attack. Frigate under attack.
bolster our forces quite a lot in the early part of the game here.
Group 1 destroyed.
You're looking fine.
Oh, I've just lost Group 1 entirely. That's not good. Right, let's
Mobile refinery
pull
taking
these,
enemy fire.
let's pull these
Stand
guys
by.
back.
Heavy corvette complete.
Destination locked in. On our way. Frigate under attack.
We need more heavy corvettes, basically.
Mothership.
Let's stay calm.
Roger.
Let's get them under.
Move order confirmed. Frigate under attack. Resource collector under attack.
Enemy frigate captured.
There we go,
Mothership.
got it.
Supporting friendly units.
Do it all. I've
Resource
run out of
collector
resource
under
units
attack.
now, so I haven't got any offensive. Right, what are you boys doing sitting there? Just attack these guys. Come on, get out there.
Resource collector taking enemy fire. Standing by.
Oh, no, those are the
Resource collector taking enemy fire.
those are the salvage
Enemy
corvettes.
frigate captured.
Damcon level 2. Copy.
We've got a situation here.
Resource collector under attack. Moving to intercept. Resource collector taking enemy fire.
Enemy frigate captured.
I haven't got enough space.
Enemy frigate captured.
Bolstering force is good, but on the other hand, the game scales opposition based on the number of craft you
Frigate
have.
under attack.
That's nice. I don't think I need these salvage corvettes now, so I'm going to retire them
Resource operation reporting enemy
in
contact.
favour of heavy corvettes.
Frigate under attack. We got the call. Bring her in. Resource collector taking enemy fire.
The problem I've got here is,
Enemy frigate captured.
oh no, I lost one of my frigates
Resource
as well.
collector under attack.
Heavy corvette complete.
Come on, corvette boys.
Resource collector under attack. Ready. Resource collector taking enemy fire. Engaging. Show no mercy.
Put all ships on.
Resource collector taking enemy fire. Copy. Show no mercy.
See if we can obliterate some
Pursuing
things.
targets.
Pick your targets.
Resource
Let's just
collector under
build.
attack.
Heavy corvette complete.
Construction underway.
All heavy corvettes. Just
Resource collector under attack.
get out
Ready.
there and do stuff.
Resource
This is where it gets a bit
collector under
frenetic.
attack. Aggressive tactics confirmed. Fire at will. Lock all weapons on target. Resource collector taking enemy fire.
I think that's everything.
Heavy corvette complete. Group 3 reports enemy contact.
Ready. Drawing light fire. Show no mercy.
Show
I've got
no
one.
mercy. Here we are,
Attack
slowly
coordinates
wipe them out
locked
now,
in.
that's good.
Frigate under attack. Resource collector awaiting instructions.
Well, at least it looks like the mothership.
Heavy corvette complete.
So this hasn't quite gone as well as I hoped it had, but we're still alive. I think we managed to capture all of the enemy ion cannon frigates, so we should have more firepower now than we would. Although here comes the carrier.
The raider carrier has been located. It is reinforcing their squadrons of fighters and corvettes.
Let's obliterate it. Right. What we should be able to do is send all of the ion cannons in to go get it. Watch this.
Group 1 designated.
Moving to destination.
Let's obliterate it.
While engaging. Target confirmed. Group 1 standing by.
Group 1,
Group
attack
one,
that
copy.
thing. There we go, watch this.
Group 1
These,
reporting.
there's the ion cannons. It's basically space lasers. That should make quite short work of that. Might as well send everything basically is is hitting on it. There we go. We can see it being obliterated.
The
I think
carrier is retreating.
it's running away. Does
If
it?
it escapes that will warn the Tidan fleet of our pursuit.
No.
Do not allow them to hyperspace.
We'll obliterate them. They can't get away. Look at the amount of firepower we're crunching it down on them. Oh, there's 2 more there. Oh, never mind. Oh, they've been obliterated. I destroy them all.
Group 1 reporting.
It's trying to get away, but it's not going to make it. Look, it's dead. Boom, we got that one. So those ion cannons is the first time we've actually had some decent firepower. Yes, the carrier has been destroyed. Woohoo! Nice explosions as well. Awesome sauce. Look at that.
Tyrannic raiders have been defeated. We can now return to our immediate goal: preparation for an attack on the Taidan fleet that devastated Kharak. Using data from the Taidan vessel captured at Kharak, we have been able to determine their location. If we strike now, we can take advantage of their damaged condition. Hyperspace coordinates have been transferred to Fleet Command.
Okay, so we're going on the offensive now. Because that's a good idea.
You are clear to dock. Ready.
Okay, so we took a bit of damage there, but all good.
Heavy Corvette complete.
Right, so where is...
Group 10 reporting.
Did we lose one of our resource controllers?
Mothership.
Are they both still there? Oh no, they're both still there. There we go. Right, you go off harvesting again.
Mothership.
Now, in the old game, there was a way to put all the ships into fleet formation. Let's see, is there a fleet formation? Capital phalanx, frigate line, fighter screen. No, there used to be like a fleet formation. They would just kind of all line up, but apparently not. So, okay, so what we've got 4 assault carriers that we built. We built
reporting
2 ion cannon frigates of our own. Let's just have a quick look at those because they're very cool. So basically, the ion cannon frigate is basically a massive gun, and that's it. Basically, it can't aim other than turning itself, so it's not very manoeuvrable, but it's just a huge gun. That's essentially what that is. And we've also managed to capture the alien version of it, which is this ion cannon frigate, which is basically also a massive gun, but with these huge solar panels around it. This one obviously got a bit damaged in the fight. So we've captured, looking at that, we've captured, I think, 3 of them. Yeah, three of those. There they are.
Ready.
So we've got 3 extra ships. We've got 4 of them, and now we've also got 2 of our own, plus a bunch of other bits and pieces as well. So that's not bad. That's not bad. So it's basically a beam cannon with a ship built around it. That's essentially what it is. Is there any other research to be had? No. Okay, so all that's left really here is to gather all the resources. That was quite successful actually, so I think it will automatically gather resources, won't it? So that's a good way to end the stream actually at 5 minutes to 11, slightly early, but because we can now gather all the resources. So let's do the hyperspace because it will gather all the resources available for us, and then we can see what happens next for next week's exciting stream. Actually, I'm not sure if I'll be here next week, but we'll see. It might be in the new year. We have to carry on. We'll see how it goes. So we got 10,000 resource units, which is nice and generous. But I can't remember what happens next. Let's just do the cutscene and find out, because we'll stay tuned, basically. Yeah, exactly. And next week's exciting episode. Another cutscene.
Repaired the damage incurred by the Tyrannic raiders. Combat and sensor systems returning to optimal functionality.
Our first hyperdrive test led to near genocide.
Well, it wasn't near genocide, it was complete genocide.
All that's left, hunted by 2 alien races.
We must focus on the matter at hand. Elimination of the fleet that destroyed our world. Coming up on hyperspace coordinates.
Yeah, you're quite right. If you play this without knowing what happens in each mission, you get slaughtered. So the first time you play each mission, you just get obliterated because it's so hard. And then with the knowledge of what happens, you can go back and play it again. Okay, so this is the Great Wastelands.
Hyperspace successful. Current position and pre-jump coordinates are in perfect alignment.
So the
We are
hyperdrive's
on
working.
target.
So what's the
We
mission?
detect large resource deposits, but no vessels. It is possible that the Titan could be hiding in the denser portions of the belt. It may cause interference with our sensors. Send probes to investigate. All fleet assets should be kept on alert.
Okay, I do remember this mission. So this basically is the first time we encounter the actual bad guys who obliterated us, the fleet that destroyed Kharak. But at this point in the game, we're nowhere near strong enough to defeat them, so we have to we have to build up the fleet. So that's basically next on the next exciting episode of Drew Plays Homeworld. We're going to have to. We're basically going to have to take on the Titan fleet that obliterated Kharak, so that's payback time, which is going to be good fun. So, but we'll do that next time. So, anyway, for now, my friends, thank you very much for watching the amazing Homeworld. I hope you enjoyed that. We will be back probably, I think, in the new year, actually, for the rest of Homeworld. So, I'll post up on Twitter and on Discord as to where the stream is going to resume, but we'll go from there. So hope you'll be doing a retro RTS space game with an excellent story, but there we go. So thank you very much for watching. Be good, look after yourselves, have yourselves a fantastic Christmas, everybody, and I will see you all in the new year for retro game shenanigans in 2023. Be good. Right on, Retro Commanders. See you soon.